What's up, guys? I'm Dwayne,
I'm Alicia.
and we are Black Board Gaming, where we teach you about all these great board games that are out there, waiting to be played by you and yours.
I'm a simple man, don't wanna complicate ya, complicate ya.
When I first started creating board game content, one of my earlier videos was a video when I highlighted my top 5 travel-inspired board games. At that time, I owned this game, but I hadn't played it yet. So I recently played this game and then introduced it to Alicia. And we played a few times. And had I played that game would have been on this list. And that game is called Santa Monica.
Santa Monica was designed by Josh Wood and published by AEG.
Let's go to the table for an overview of how this game is played. Santa Monica is a card drafting tableau-building game for 2 to 4 players where the players are competing to build their own unique ocean front. To set up the game, we would take this stack of 78 feature cards, and then after giving them a good shuffle, deal out 2 rows of 4 onto the table, and then we would place the remaining stack face down above those cards. Then we will randomly choose 2 of these sand dollar tiles. They're double-sided, and place it to the left of those cards. Next, we will randomly choose one of these scoring objective tiles and place it to the right of those cards. Next, we will place all the local meeples with the cute little sunglasses, the tourist meeples, they got the little cameras on them, sand dollars, sand dollar multipliers, and footprint tokens on the table in reach of all players. And then the player who has most recently visited a beach will get this first player token and place it in front of him. Then we will randomly draw starting feature tiles equal to the number of players. So since we're setting up for a 2-player game, we draw 2 tiles. Then in reverse turn order, we're going to choose one of those tiles and put it in our play area. So let's say the second player, they decide they get this one. They put it over in their play area. First player is going to get this one. Each player is also going to get one of these reference cards that's going to show you what the tags mean on the tiles and the cards. So let's take a closer look at these starting tiles. So at the top, wherever you see that sandcastle emblem here on the cards, that's victory points. So this starting tile, feature tile, says you will get a victory point for each business or local spot visited on the street. And I'll explain how that happens in a little bit. At the bottom, you see this has that business tag and that local tag. And then over here in the left-hand corner, this shows what the player will start with. So at the beginning of the game, the player is going to get 1 sand dollar and 1 VIP meeple. And they're going to place it on their starting tile. To finish setup, the last player in turn order will take this food truck and place it beneath one of these cards at the bottom. So let's say they choose to put it here. And then we would take the foodie and we would place him 2 spaces away from the food truck. Now the game can begin. On a player's turn, you're going to do one of 2 actions. The first action, which is the one you're going to be doing mostly throughout the whole game, is you're going to take a card from the bottom row. You can't take a card from up here. So there are street level cards and there are beach cards. And the player's going to take one of these bottom cards and put it into their tableau. So let's take a look at these cards. So here's a beach level card. it will give you a tourist, 2 locals, and a sand dollar if you take this card. Now, you would take your meeples and put it on this card, so they're going to a wedding. That's pretty cool. And you would take the sand dollar and keep it on your starting tile. This card here doesn't give you anything but gives you a scoring opportunity. So for every tourist tag that you have in your tableau, for every 2, you will get 1 victory point. So this card, once you build it, it's going to give you 1 victory point at the end of the game because it got 2 tags. This one here has a scoring opportunity for every sport location. Not every sport location. If this card has a sport location around it, adjacent to it, this card will net you 3 points. It don't have to be totally surrounded. It just needs to have 1. So this one has a sporting tag. So if this one was next to this one, this will score you 3 points. This one gives you a scoring opportunity. For every sport tag you have in a chain, so a chain, at least a chain of 3, you will get a victory point per sports tag. So at minimum, this card could give you 3 points, but if you get like 8 of these adjacent to each other, this card will get you 8 points. Also notice at this card there's a circle area. Whenever you get any kind of meeple into this area, 2 of them, you will get 2 victory points. So you can put as many meeples on this card, but as long as there's 2 in this circle, you will get 2 victory points at the end of the game. Also, I want to point out here where this food truck, if you take this card, where the food truck is, you will get 1 of these sand dollars. If you take a card above this foodie, you get to move 1 of your meeples on your tableau. And then, let's say I took it from here, this will move once, and then it will wrap around. Now, if ever the foodie and the food truck end up in the same place, happy day. You get to do double that action. So you can take 2 sand dollars, or you can move 2 of your meeples 1 space. But let's put them back. Let's say I decide to take this card. When adding a card to my tableau, I have to make sure that I'm putting the street level cards at the bottom and the beach level cards at the top. So this is the card I got. I'm going to place this here. I could place it over here, but I'm going to place it right there. And the reason I got this card because it has this business tag. And remember, I'm trying to score points to have my VIP visit this card. So let's say on the next turn, I grab this card. So this is a beach level. Of course, I can't place this card diagonal. It has to go adjacent. So I can place this over here. I can place this here. So I'm going to place this here. Now, when placing this card, it lets me move any 2 of my meeples 2 spaces. I only got 1 meeple, but so I'm just going to move him. So I move him here. 1, 2. And because I did that, I get to place a footprint token on those places that I visited. Remember, this starting tile gives me a victory point for each business or local spot visited on the street. I just visited this. This is going to give me a point at the end of the game. Now, I've got this here, this here. Remember, I got the scoring opportunity, so what I want to do is try to get a sport location right here in order to score that 3 points. So because I chose the card above the food truck, I will get this sand dollar and place it on my starting tile. The food truck will move over 1 space, and then this card will slide down, and we will draw a new card to replace it. And then play will go over to the next player. So let's say this is how my beach area will look later on in the game. Like I said, the one thing you're mostly doing throughout the game is taking a card from the bottom row. But the other action you can do is you can use one of the actions on those sand tiles. So let's take a look at those. You got this one that says pay 4 sand dollars and take one card from the front and the card behind it. And you get to move one of your meeples one time. So like I said, when you're usually taking a card, you only take a card from the front row. This one lets you break that rule and take a card from behind. I don't have 4 sand dollars. So let's look at the other one. This one says pay 3 sand dollars, take one card from the back, and get to move 4 of your people one space. So I can afford that one. So I pay my 3 sand dollars. I can take a card from the back. So I decided to take this one. Put that one there. And this card will give me 2 tourists and 2 locals. They're at another wedding. That's cool. And then I can move 4 of my people one space. And they have to be 4 different people. So let's say I decide to move this VIP over here. That means I can place a footprint token. And because this has one of each of the tags, I will get 2 victory points at the end of the game. Now, I need to point out that when you're moving your VIP, you can only have one of these footprint tokens on the card. So I got 3 more movement. I decided to move these guys, the locals. They decided to leave the donut shop, go up here and chill in the beach chairs. And I'm going to move one of these tourists over here because he know him. And he going to chill in the beach chairs with him. Now, because I did that, if you see that circle there, if I have 3 of any of the meeples, I will get 4 victory points at the end of the game. So that's pretty much what you're trying to do is combo, get your cards to score points and all. Now, the game will end whenever a player gets 14 cards into their beach area, not including this one. Once someone has 14 cards, we will make sure everybody gets the same amount of turns, and then the game will end and you will tally up your points. Now, the game comes with this really nice score sheet, which makes it easier. I thought once I was looking at all the ways to score points, I'm like, man, that's going to be a chore scoring all the points. But this actually makes it easy. So you will score points for every circle. I got this circle, so that will give me 4 points. You score points for the footprint tokens that your VIP left. I got 1 point here, 1 point here, 2 points here, so that's 4 points. I will score my cards at the top. That one's the only one I will score. It has to be next to a nature tag, which it is, so that's going to score me 2 points. I score my cards at the bottom. So this one, see this local tag. If there's a chain of 4 local tags, I will get 6 points. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to give me 6 points. This one gives me 2 points if it's next to a business. There's the business. So that's going to give me 2 points. This one, I don't have a sport token next to it, so I wouldn't get score anything. Then I will score off the in-game objective tiles. So 3 points for each separate wave group. I got 1 wave. That's going to give me 3 points. 3 points for each of your chains with 3 plus. I got 1, so that's going to give me another 3 points. And then -1 per card with unplaced locals. So you want to try to get your locals doing something, So these locals, they're there to win, but there's no circle there. This local here, this VIP, that will be -3 points. And that's just an idea of how the scoring would go if the game would end now. Once everybody has counted up their score, whoever has the most points will be the winner of Santa Monica. So that's Santa Monica. What did you think about the theme of this game?
I love the theme. I love warm weather. So a beach setting just makes me think of summer and warm weather. And so, yeah, the theme is just really appealing to me.
Yeah, this theme, I like the idea of building your own beachfront. I mean, usually we're building a park, we're building a city. I mean, this is not that unique of it, but it's a unique take on the theme because we're building something. And I love just building my own beachfront. It makes me want to visit Santa Monica.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, what do you think about the components?
Those different colored meeples are too cute. Um, I love that they use different colors and that the colors evoke a beach scene. The green for the VIP, the orange for the tourists, and the blue for the locals, and of course the foodie, which kind of is my favorite, low key. But but plus I like how they put the camera on the tourists and the sunglasses on the locals. I wish they had to put something on the VIPs.
What would you put on the VIP though?
Well, honestly, I think I would have put some blinged out glasses on the VIP and put something different on the locals.
Okay. Well, then you would be wondering what to put on the locals.
I don't know, a sun hat or something, a sun visor.
Or like a beach towel wrapped
Yeah.
around their shoulder. That'd
Yes.
have been cool.
Yes.
Okay. But you know what I would have put on the foodie? Like one of them bibs.
Oh, yes.
Like you get at the seafood restaurant when
Yes.
you eating lobster.
Yes.
Yeah, I would have put one of them bibs on the
Yes.
food. They put
Yes.
windows on the food truck.
Yes.
But it was cool. I love the meeples. I love how the color of the meeples matches the color of the art of the game.
Yes.
I really enjoy that. You know, I like the sand dollars.
I love the sand dollars. Yeah, I do
I
like
love that as the currency of the game
Yes.
to pay for your special abilities and all that.
Yes.
So I like the components.
I like the components. They were colorful and they were thematic.
Yeah, they were. So what did you think about the art?
I love the art. The art had those pastel colors that evoke that whole beach scene vibe. So yeah, and I like the like the art, like the little stories that some of the cards told was really cute too.
Oh, you mean like the
Like when they would be at a wedding.
yeah, oh, or the shark.
Yes, the shark card.
The
because
shark card.
You can't have any cards with people on it nearby to score points.
Right.
So I like how they put little stories embedded in the cards. That was clever. I like
Yeah,
that.
that was nice. So I'm gonna be honest. I love the art, but this art was kind of nostalgic for me
How?
because it just as my tableau was building up, it just reminded me of how, when I used to get up Sunday morning and get the Sunday paper just to read the comics. That was the first thing I read.
Okay.
And this art reminded me of reading the Sunday comics.
I guess I could see that.
I mean, it wasn't elaborate, but it was detailed. Like
Yes.
like you said, the little stories
Yes.
on the cars, and like you got the little movie theater, and then you had to put, when you play that card, you got to put meeples on there like they're waiting in line to go to the movie
Yes,
theater.
yes,
So I love the art. It really just brought me into what I'm doing. I could literally hear like the sound of the surf in the background. I really enjoyed the art of this game.
Yes.
All right, so what do you think about the mechanics?
I love the gameplay. I love the tableau building, getting to place your cards where you wanted them, trying to create those combos to maximize points.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. You card drafting and that kind of like you said, the combos, like the little aspect of set collection.
Yes.
Because you're trying to create those chains to get the most points, and you playing cards to get people onto your beachfront.
And actually, that for me, that was the real challenge. Because it was easy to get the people, but you had to be really strategic in moving them,
Yeah.
because it wasn't a whole lot of ways to move them.
Yeah, because you can't have at the end of the game, you can't have your people or your meepos just idly standing around like, what do we
Right.
do on this beach? You got to have them participating in some activity in
Right.
order to score points. Like they flying a kite or they're surfing or they just chilling on the beachfront.
Yeah, so that actually made it more interesting because the game is not intense,
No.
but that gave it an extra level of challenge that just made it more interesting.
Yeah. So, okay. What do you think about the teach?
I think that this game is accessible to most people. I think it is reasonably easy to learn how to play it. And the iconography helps you learn how to, understand the combos and what the cards mean. So I think that iconography is really helpful in understanding how to play the game.
Oh yeah, you pretty much said it all. I don't know what else I can add to that. And I mean, I totally agree with you. What I also like is the score pad,
Oh yeah.
because once you got your tableau built, your beachfront built out, and I'm wondering, okay, now how I'm gonna score all this? That score pad actually breaks it down to where it's easy to score. It doesn't take that long. So I really like that
Yes.
aspect of the game.
Yes.
So overall, what did you think of Santa Monica?
This was a really fun game. Relaxing,
Yep.
enjoyable, just like being on the beach. You get that just relaxing, calm vibe. Yes.
Yeah, I really did enjoy this game. It's just one of those games that you play that where you just want to relax. That
Yes.
has a little bit of challenge in figuring out that puzzle, how to score points. But more so, it's a relaxing game.
Yeah, and it's very visually appealing as well.
Yeah, so that is Santa Monica. That's how we feel about it. Great game. Good job, Josh Wood. If you like the contents of this video, feel free to hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And like I said, Santa Monica, great game to introduce to new gamers. I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia.
We are Blackboard Gaming, and we will see you next time.